just a bit outside.
And welcome to another episode of Just a Bit Outside. I'm your host, Steve Ely, and along with me, as always, my co-host, Wes Cook.
We back.
I know. Starting out slow today.
Apparently, way off.
Out slow. Oh, man.
Yeah, those on the live stream got to catch it. And when we upload it to YouTube, they'll see them.
Yeah, they'll see it too. It's pretty good.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I can't be perfect all the time.
I expect better. So how was your week, man?
It's been good. Just busy.
Yeah.
Real life.
Anything fun this weekend?
Just hanging out.
I hear you.
Just hanging out.
I ran 5K.
I know. I saw that. You were way more active than I was.
Not exactly the way I planned to, but hey, man, it wasn't too bad.
Did you walk it or jog it?
A lot of it was walking. I mean, I wanted to run a whole lot more, but it's just the kids slowed it down a little bit, but we ran a good amount. I'd say I felt like I could have done a lot better all the time. I mean, I didn't. I just felt good about running. I was in it, and just couldn't. She had some allergy issues and stuff. So
hey, man,
Kate wasn't 100%. I'll give her that.
She rolled it. She finished it though.
Yeah, man, we finished. Yeah, so it was good.
Hey, man,
it's a good time.
You guys got more exercise in this weekend than I did, so you guys are good. Guys are good.
Yeah. So NBA playoffs are, a couple game sevens.
Yeah.
Right now, Pacers are up 34-22 on the Knicks. 2 minutes left, and you took over 59.5 in the first quarter.
It's either 59.5, 58.5. It's one or the other.
Yeah, you're sitting at
I'm close.
56 right now with 2 minutes left. I think you might get that.
I'm close.
Yeah, it's looking good for you. They've been, especially the Pacers, been hot early off.
Well, it looked like it was going to be real good at early, and then they went on like a 3-minute lull where nobody could put it in the basket.
And they quickly started hitting again. So yeah, there was a little bit of controversial calls. Luckily, they went ahead and challenge that call because it was awful.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, it was a clean swat, I
want to know why
steal.
Can they not challenge late in games?
I think 2 minutes left in a quarter, you can't challenge.
Ah, man, that's probably what the issue was last night because if they could have challenged
or if they used their challenge earlier, I don't know.
The play that ended the Dallas game last night was horrific. OKC should have won that game.
I mean, I fell asleep, so I didn't get to check it. I'll just go. What happened?
I don't remember which Dallas player gets the ball in the corner late, down by 1, goes to shoot a 3. Looks like it's cleanly blocked, and they call the foul.
Oh, I hate those.
Then the guy goes to the free throw and bounces 2 free throws in like nothing's clean. It's clinking all over the rim before it drops. Both of them.
Awful.
Yeah, like it was not pretty.
Yeah.
Not pretty. But I mean, OKC gave it a valiant effort. I think it goes back to what you and I talked about, or what I've kind of been saying about these guys. They're going to be good for a while.
Yeah,
they're not just going to go away.
This experience is good for them.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
So I'll look forward to seeing how they perform next year. Because honestly, with the lineup they have, the draft capital they have, what they can do in this offseason just to improve.
They could go get anybody they wanted, or they could just sit pat and just do what they've been doing.
You're right. I agree with that. They can sit back and just build on what they've already started. Take this experience and learn from it and improve for next year.
Yeah. Unless there's some type of veteran presence they can get that will seriously improve the team.
Yeah, I mean, you have options out there.
I mean, there's options, but I wouldn't sell the farm for it.
No, especially most of the guys that you're looking at in free agency, those guys are older.
Yeah.
The guys that can make some kind of an impact, but I mean, a Paul George isn't going to, I don't think is what's going to put them over the hump. Could he help lead the locker room a little bit? Sure.
I don't think Paul George is a legitimate starter anymore.
No, I mean, we talked about it. We think he's a six-man kind of guy, but his presence in the locker room could be
huge,
very beneficial.
His presence on the bench, period.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's been around the league. He's been in big moments. He hasn't really shown up in those. But, the type of player he is and the leadership he could bring would be huge for a young team like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a more suitable spot for him than trying to be. Oh, look at that. Over 60 points in the first.
Yeah, I like it.
There you go. Sorry about it. Didn't mean to cut myself off.
But nah, you're good. I'm sitting here watching. I'm like, yeah.
Hit the first of four legs. There you go. But you wouldn't look at Paul George being a third piece to a starting lineup, I don't think, at this point in his career. He's 35. No. It's not in his deck anymore, I don't believe.
He's injury prone now.
Yeah. I mean, as the older guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's expected.
I mean, I get it.
And it's when you talk about guys like KD that probably want to move again because it's not working out. But the thing is, it's not working out because I just don't think those three personalities mesh down there. And really, I do think it's KD. I mean, I just think he doesn't mesh with the front court there at all.
Yeah. No.
The Suns, I think, were a lot better without him.
The sad part is they were on the cusp in OKC when it was him and Russ and Harden.
No, they were. I mean,
they were right there.
They went to a Western Conference final, but people were about their money, especially James Harden. Why he's the first one to leave.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, they got a good trade for him, so.
No, I mean, look at what Paul George has brought OKC.
Yeah.
I mean,
that
big stuff's happened there.
Yeah. I mean, OKC's got, God, man, their draft capital is stupid.
Well, they've done really well, and I mean, they've drafted well and put themselves in a position to be good for the long term.
Yeah.
So look forward to next year for them. But Dallas does move on. That's a team we talked about that could be very, very good here. And that's simply because of what Luka and what Kyrie are doing right now.
Kyrie hasn't really been one of my favorite players ever, but his skill is just ridiculous. When he has that want,
he's great. I mean, there's no denying his talent on the floor. He may be an idiot when it comes to common sense and stuff, but he may be a wild card in the locker room, but he's a legit dude on the floor.
I think he likes being in Dallas. I think he's finally found somebody he likes playing with.
I think it's worked out well. Absolutely. I mean, those early teams with him and LeBron and Cleveland were great, but it just wasn't going to survive because Kyrie was getting, really he was getting too good. And a threat to the throne of the king, I say that with air quotes.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that self-designates themselves or self-designates as the king is it's a bit ridiculous in my opinion.
It is.
I mean, LeBron could be a whole long drawn-out debate later on, when we don't have anything but baseball to talk about. So, nice little sidetrack in the summer. But I feel like that it was going to run its course. It wasn't going to be anything for the longevity purposes.
Yeah, well, Kyrie wanted to be his own man, and he didn't feel like he could do that. in Cleveland.
No, you're not going to be your own man when you're around LeBron James. It's been proven time and time again. That's just not a possibility.
Yeah. But I like what Dallas has done. I liked the way that Kyrie and Luka have gelled kind of together. I mean, Luka's a guy that wants to score, but he's also a guy willing to dish too. He doesn't have to be Super Bowl dominant.
Luka is an everything guy, and he's also very humble.
Big time.
There's no way a guy almost drops a triple-double and says he hasn't done enough.
I know.
That says so much about his character, about who he is, and what kind of teammate he is.
Yeah.
That's a guy you would love to play with.
I mean, he was one assist shy of a triple-double, and he's like, yeah, I didn't help Kyrie enough. I didn't do enough tonight.
And that's crazy, right? I mean, geez, dude. Yeah, I didn't do enough. Like,
bro,
you did plenty. Obviously did plenty.
You did plenty.
Right.
It wasn't you. It wasn't Kyrie.
No, it was Sporting Cast. It was OKC in that game. It was OKC in that game, and what they can do, because I mean, there's a reason it went as long as it did, and it's because both teams are very, very good. I mean, the Western Conference, top down, in terms of playoff teams are it's way better than what the Eastern Conference provides.
Well, you got to think though.
You're seeing Indiana kind of come into their own right now in terms of what they can be. They kind of limped into this playoff, but look at them.
I still think they're a piece away
from
being a serious contender.
But you're seeing Halliburton develop into a superstar.
The Siakam trade is really just now starting to come together.
They're kind of meshing on the floor. I mean, Obi Toppin is a good, solid piece there. It's funny he's going against his former team,
who let him walk, right? Didn't they just let him walk?
I also think his brother plays for the Knicks.
Man, this is going to get out of control quickly.
It's looking that way. 43-27 Pacers with 10.5 to go in the second. Make that 45-27.
Yeah. I'm guessing it scores pretty quick right here.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about the Denver Minnesota tonight?
It's in Denver?
In Denver.
It's been proven that very difficult for Minnesota to win there. I mean, recently.
Well, recently, yeah.
Because they got blown out of the building in the last game there. I know they stole the first two.
Yeah.
And then at home, they lost the next two. But it's been difficult for them to win in that building as of recent because of that last game. And I don't know if it was, just the game got away from them. But it's tough, because they've shown they can do it.
They've shown they can beat the brakes off of Denver.
But Denver also has shown they can adjust and get their head right, and that's what they kind of did here when they went down 2-0 early.
Yeah,
and I mean Minnesota got theirs back at home, and now we're back in Denver. It's I just give me the defending champs with this one. The experience that they have, but I'm not counting Anthony Edwards out. I'm not counting Cat out. I mean, when you watch Karl Anthony Towns play sometimes, though, you're like, how has this guy been in the league for 9 years?
Yeah.
He makes like rookie mistakes still. And maybe it's just from the lack of playoff experience and just the big moments that he has not been a part of since he's been in the NBA. But I just figured his craft would be a lot more.
It's the whole Instagram reel.
Well-rounded at this, huh?
It's the whole Instagram reel I sent you last week about him when they were talking about Karl Anthony Towns. Oh, you see this guy, you see the potential. Oh man, he's good. He's still got young. It's okay to make. No, he's been in the league like 9 years already, and you're like, ooh,
yeah. No, it's true though. I mean, it's just some of the boneheaded mistakes and just the basic skill set of what a basketball player has, and sometimes he just loses it.
Yeah.
But there's also times where he steps up and he shows out. So
he's got the skill.
Well, yeah, we know this.
He's got it.
It's not a question, but there's just I think mentally just really focusing in this moment. Don't be the reason tonight that you don't get to the Western Conference Finals. Don't be the reason.
Well, I don't think Denver is going to shoot as bad as they did the last game too. They shot horrific.
Jamal Murray was ice cold.
What, 4 of 18 or something like that?
He was bad. But that has been Minnesota's focus. Is let Joker kind of do his thing and just eliminate Jamal Murray when they can. Those 2 games back in Minnesota early, they were they kind of lost focus. I think they got kind of fooled themselves after those first 2 games.
Yeah.
And, of course, Denver made the right adjustments and came in a little bit more focused since those first 2 games, of course.
Yeah.
And really have kind of taken control of what I would say of the series. Even though it's tied 3-3, I mean, Denver's still going to be your favorite tonight at home. Defending world champs.
Yeah, I think they're 3.5-point favorites. I think I remember seeing that correctly.
I think this one's going to be tight though. I just see you might have another one of those Anthony Edwards 40+ point games and a loss. And when we talked about it, just a week or so ago about that, I mean, you hit big on that bet actually. So more props to you. But I mean everything. Big move.
Everything we talked about that had to happen for what I said was going to happen did.
Mm-hmm.
Karl-Anthony Towns didn't play great. Rudy Gobert didn't play great. Anthony Edwards played out of his mind like he's been playing the entire series, and it's just like everybody around him was just horrible. I mean, I believe Karl-Anthony Towns only had 5 or 6 shots, if that went in. He was just horrible that game.
No, he did not look good. Not at all. So,
and what's sad part is Boston's sitting at home, just chilling.
Well, they took care of business early, and now they can rest up and get healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Not that they were really nicked up a lot anyway.
And they've been very fortunate over the last several years, really. It's kind of weird that they haven't been bitten by the injury bug like a lot of very good teams have been. I mean, look at the Knicks. I mean, I know Anunoby and Hart are both playing today, but Anunoby's been out for 2 games?
Yeah.
Now, and I mean that.
And they've been out one
piece.
Well, they've been out with one of their best pieces all year. Just about.
Well, yeah, Julius has been gone. I mean, that's a huge hit too. And just imagine how good that team really could be with a Julius Randle in there.
Yeah. Well, Randle being gone has also let guys like Hart and
other guys have stepped up now, and they've developed a role for themselves.
Yeah. So
I get it. It does allow for that, and that's when you get to see guys bloom, especially younger talent like the Knicks do have.
Yeah.
I just right now they're down 18, and the moment's proven to be too big for them right now.
For the moment, yeah.
Yeah. Now everything could change. We talked about this before. 20 points
ain't anything in the NBA
NBA
anymore.
Swings are wild. Yeah, it doesn't happen in college like it does in the pros. And these point swings can happen, and they happen fast. Because they could chip into a 20-point lead with 10 points real quick, and then slowly creep back in, and then you got a game, within 8-9 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. You see teams go on 12-0 runs all the time.
It's true,
and it's just like boom. We were in a game, and all of a sudden, team be up 12, 14, 16 points. Like, what just happened?
What was the beginning of this game? It was kind of close. They were trading buckets, and then Indiana kind of just settled in faster, and that's why we're looking at them right now.
Yeah, and the Knicks are just cold.
Yeah, so. The more I look at Indiana and I look at their potential matchup with Boston, I kind of like it. I think they're long enough. They have the height in different places, and they can, especially in the playoffs, defend a lot better. Now they had that one game against the Knicks where they just got trashed, but those things seem to happen, as every team has been at least thrashed outside the Celtics at least once in these games.
It seems like there's always that one game where a team just comes out super hot.
And the other one,
team ice cold, and there's a certain point halfway through that second quarter, the coach is like, "You know what? This ain't going to be our game.
Yeah,
we'll see what we can do, stay around in it, but we're still down 15 to 20 points in like mid third quarter. I'm gonna start resting guys and put some guys in. There ain't no point in trying to risk injury for a game that probably
just trying to find a way to get back into it. I mean, the third quarter is a little early, but I think when you get into the fourth quarter and you're down 20, it's you kind of lose hope at that point.
Well, I mean, look at the Denver Minnesota game the other day. They were down. They got trashed.
Well, the Pacers last week when we were doing the pod just blew the brakes off of these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like blew the brakes off of them. And it's just like, holy smokes, man. I need you guys to get it together. I mean, it ain't getting any prettier right here. Oh.
Yeah, but like I said, in terms of a potential matchup of the Pacers and the Celtics, I think they're more well equipped to defend and play Boston. When you look at the Knicks, there are a lot of smaller guys, right?
I think Boston would destroy the Knicks.
I think so as well. I think if they got into a matchup with Boston, the size and the length of all their defenders. I mean, you're talking about Jaylen Brown. You're talking about Tatum himself. But then you also have
Porzingis
in there. Just the length overall. Even White is
a good defender.
Lengthy guy.
He's played fantastic during these playoffs. There.
Yeah. So you're talking about a lot of height, a lot of length. You just I think they've been the number 2 defense all year.
Yeah.
Against a smaller team like the Knicks, I just don't see how they could compete offensively or defensively against them. It would be a very, very big hill to climb for the Knicks. To take that series. I honestly don't think either one of these teams going to beat the Celtics just because of how well the Celtics have played throughout this year.
Yeah.
They've been the best team in the league, and they've proven it, all year long.
Time again, yeah.
So, and that does come down to what we talked about. The injury bug hasn't bit them. They haven't had any injury issues. I mean, they've been fortunate for years on that front. Then you have just the ability to stay the course. They've done well. They don't really slack off. They don't really lose those one-off games or just let games get out of control. I know they did take that L to the Cavs, but it was close.
Yeah.
But they don't let games really get out of hand. They're always in them. And I mean, in the playoffs, that's what you can ask. The most you can ask for is just to stay competitive throughout every game, because you're going to get the opportunity to take that win at the end of each one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. With the Knicks, man, even if the Knicks were to come back, I think Boston still wins in 5.
Oh, sure.
At worst.
I think Boston would sweep the Knicks. Just looking at things and the way they match up, I mean, aside from a very cold night from a lot of key Celtics.
Yeah, it would take Brown, Tatum. It'd probably take a lot of them being cold.
Yeah, because that's what they do. Like when Tatum's not on, then you got Brown. Brown's not on, you got White. And then if all 3 of them off, I mean, Porzingis ain't, no chump.
No. Porzingis could drop 30 on you.
He can. So I just don't see where the Knicks have a shot at all against the Celtics.
No.
Now, Indiana can match up and probably take a game or 2, but I still don't see them.
Yeah. We've been pretty much
really
Celtics.
Yeah.
I think
Celtics cruise to the finals, and then, I mean, there's 1 of 3 opponents. It's going to be Dallas, Denver, or Minnesota.
We both kind of shied away on Dallas. I don't think either one of us thought they had a shot to beat OKC.
I think we did. I mean, I think you mentioned it earlier. It's like because of how well Kyrie and Luka have been playing.
Yeah,
it's really hard to take a step back and say, "Wait, this team's not good enough," because they clearly are. And I mean, they beat the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
I mean that says a lot right there. I mean, no home court advantage and took care of business.
I mean, they were the 5
especially when it
seed.
mattered.
They were the 5 seed. And what was their record compared to the Knicks, who were the 2 seed in the East?
It was probably similar. Yeah,
Probably very close to the same.
Yeah, but as I would love to see Minnesota take it tonight. It's very hard to go against Joker and Jamal Murray. And like you said earlier, Jamal Murray ain't going to be that cold 2 games in a row.
No. Aaron Gordon's will probably step up his game.
Yeah. It's interesting to see how the direction this game will go tonight. It'll be good. I think it'll come down to the wire, much like the game last night did.
Yeah.
I want it to be Minnesota just because I like the young blood. But I think in my heart of hearts, Denver takes it tonight.
I've been kind of on the Denver wagon.
Yeah.
I like Denver. I think, again, if Minnesota should happen to win with the way they played in these playoffs, it's not going to be a true surprise.
Yeah.
But I don't think Denver wins. I don't think Denver loses at home.
No. I think if Denver wins, I think they'll handle Dallas. I don't think Dallas is going to be able to compete, especially with Joker. They just don't have the pieces to really match up.
No.
I do. Luka and Kyrie play well. Sure, they definitely could. I mean, they would have to play almost perfect basketball to beat Denver. And doing that 7 games is going to be very difficult. Especially with the way Joker just imposes himself on defenses.
It's just what kills me about Joker is Joker just looks like, I don't want to say it looks like he's half-assing it.
It just comes easy to him.
Yes.
It looks like it's nothing.
Yes.
He goes to work, puts his head down, gets it done, and goes home. Like I said, he takes this as a day-to-day job like an average person does in our country. Well, it's like he packs his lunch, he goes to work, he takes a halftime break, comes back out, knocks out the other half of his day, then he's done.
Well, you saw the other night.
He's like, I'm gone.
In the blowout, he didn't play at all in the fourth quarter.
Right.
He stood up at the end line and watched the entire game, the rest of the game standing up. Like laser focus on watching and seeing what's going on.
That's important. I mean, that says a lot of who he is.
I think he's going to be a monster tonight.
I think so. I think he's going to have a hell of a game, and Anthony Edwards will. It's going to come down to the other pieces: Jamal Murray, Karl Anthony Towns,
Rudy Gobert. Joker's just been putting.
Aaron Gordon. I mean, you're talking about the 3 stars on each team, or the 3.
Yeah.
I mean, who's the other guy?
Which one?
Minnesota. God, why am I?
Reed.
Yeah. You're talking about just the other guys stepping up. We know we're going to get Anthony Edwards and Joker. We're going to get that show. It's going to happen. But now who else shows out?
Yeah.
And that's really going to determine in this game. Minnesota and Dallas would be a lot closer. I think that one will be a back and forth battle and probably go 7 games.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily a good thing for either one of those teams going in against Boston.
No, because I think even if Boston playing Indiana, I still, at worst, Boston wins in 6.
Yeah, at worst, I think.
At worst?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think that's going 7.
No, it won't get there.
Honestly, if it goes 6, it's going to be...
It's going to be shocking. I would be shocked if it went 6 with Indiana. It definitely won't go 6 with the Knicks.
No, not at all.
And then, Minnesota or Dallas against Boston would be very intriguing. I think you'll get a battle in both of those, but depending on how quickly the Celtics handle business and how long a Minnesota-Dallas series actually goes could play a big role in what happens in the finals. Denver makes it to the finals, and you're talking about a repeat.
I think Denver can. You don't think Boston can get it done?
Not against Denver. I think that's the one team Boston doesn't want to see. If Boston is going to win a title, they're hoping for Minnesota, Dallas in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Tell
agree
me,
with you.
Tell me who's going to stop Joker on the Celtics.
Porzingis ain't doing nothing, I guess.
No.
Honestly, Joker could pull Porzingis out to the 3-point line and just turn into Distributor City, and Aaron Gordon,
Jamal Murray have field days.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you,
Oof.
Denver's looking at a repeat if they get to the finals against Dallas. I just don't see anybody stopping Joker from Boston. I think Minnesota's been more equipped to be able to beat them. Dallas might be. If Denver goes through, I think they take care of Dallas in probably 6.
Yeah, I go Denver 5-6.
Mm-hmm. But this has probably been the best matchup of the entire playoffs. It's been Denver, Minnesota.
It's been great.
Yeah, it's been fantastic.
It's been great. These entire playoffs.
OKC, Dallas was good.
Yeah.
But Denver, Minnesota, they put on a show each and every game.
Yeah.
So it's been very fun.
All right. Bit of NFL news happened this week with the schedule releases.
Well, Pittsburgh got fucked.
Big time.
Did you see the back end of their schedule?
Yeah, it's all divisional games and KC and Eagles.
Jesus.
And that's usually when Pittsburgh starts to right itself. It's the back half of the schedule.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to do that this year.
Especially considering the AFC North isn't going to be a pushover.
No.
You get a healthy Joe Burrow back.
Yeah, you got Cincinnati looking for Super Bowl
aspirations. Again. You got Baltimore in that same group, adding Derrick Henry.
Oh, man, yeah. And then, you don't know what you're going to get out of Cleveland.
No, you don't. Considering what Joe Flacco did with them last year.
You just don't know. Because I don't think Deshaun Watson's just not in it anymore. I just don't think he's that guy. I
don't think so either.
Yeah, I think the contract and the trade it was completely fumbled. The year off didn't do him any favors.
No, because I promise you he wasn't working out.
No, he's probably stressed. Really, you think about that. And then, what do you do to relieve stress? Go get a massage.
What he should have done is just kept his mouth shut and played in Houston another year, and then while they worked it out.
I agree. That would have made sense. Just do it all. But, yeah, with the schedule release, the Steelers have a very difficult schedule after Thanksgiving. And I think this run of 500-plus football for Tomlin is going to end this year.
What's their early schedule look like? I saw the back end because
that's what I focused on. I gotta imagine it's not awful. It's not going to be harder than the back end of it. That's for sure.
I saw another weird thing about scheduling. Don't mean to sidestep off of Pittsburgh.
We already hit the Pittsburgh thing.
Detroit only plays 3 outdoor games all year.
Well, that's beneficial. When are they? Do they play them in the summer or in the fall, or do they play them in the winter?
I don't know. Well, one is in Green Bay, period.
Well, yeah, you're going to play that one.
You're playing one outside no matter what.
Because in Chicago?
Chicago, you're playing one. So there's 2.
Yeah. So those are your 2.
I'm looking up their schedule right now.
It'd be nice if they play both of those in the winter months. So you're looking at much tougher games. Chicago has the ability to surprise a lot. They could be kind of Houston was last year if all things click. I don't see Caleb Williams being the same caliber of quarterback as C.J. Stroud.
Niners.
Oh, the Niners. Oh, well. All those outdoor games have potential losses. I think, of course, the game against Chicago is their most likely one to win. But playing at the Niners, I'm going to chalk that up to an L. And at Green Bay, I'll chalk it up to an L.
They play Green Bay November 3rd.
That's good for Green Bay.
Yep. And then they play Chicago December 22nd.
Yeah, that's good. That's going to benefit Chicago.
And then they get
San Francisco doesn't really matter.
December 30th.
Yeah, it'll be colder, but it's nothing like playing in Green Bay in November or Chicago in December. That's for sure.
Well, they play 3 preseason games now. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So the opening weekend of the season is the week of the 22nd. I mean, the Arizona game, technically, if they open the dome, would be outside.
Well, yeah. So, did you see what they did with the Chiefs schedule?
Yeah, with the stuff talking about like trying to make it where Taylor Swift could be at games.
They made it to where she could attend 14 games this year.
Well, I even saw like the road game in Buffalo. It's like the week that she's doing.
On a bye. She's on her night off and she's like a 2-hour drive.
She's going to be in Toronto.
Yeah.
She's in it. She's actually doing Toronto for like a week, and it's her only night off that week.
Surprising.
Yeah, man, the NFL knows what they're doing, bro.
I mean, I know Taylor Swift brought more viewership to the NFL. I know there was a profit that was made off of her being at games and being interested in dating Travis Kelce. I get it. But was it that much that you, risk a lot of integrity by designing the Chiefs schedule around Taylor Swift's concert schedule?
You do. But, if the NFL is about anything, it's making money.
I know. Well, I'd be shocked to see the numbers. And for some reason, I want to say like she helped bring in a certain amount. Somewhere.
It was hundreds of millions of dollars.
I think it was like 300 million or something like that. So, it's nothing to scoff at, but like, Jesus, dude. Like, did she really bring in that much? Like, how do you do the math for that?
Well, it's
is it merchandise sales? But how do you tell that it was a female that's purchased said product?
Said product, yeah.
And how do you know it was a female that attended the game? Or female's not right. How do you know it was a Swiftie or a fan?
Yeah.
That only because Taylor Swift was doing this, they were in.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to know how you really do the market research on that.
Viewership was up at every game she was at, which is just crazy.
That means a lot. I guess that's the best way to pinpoint it. Viewership would go up. But do we feel viewership was up overall as a whole already? Let's take an Eagles-Dallas game. Is that up year over year? Let's take a Packers and Lions game. Was that up year over year? We're taking, Niners Seahawks.
Yeah.
Raiders Chiefs. I guess maybe, but it's just Steelers,
viewership.
Ravens, all the rivalries, right?
The NFL just crushes everybody in viewership ratings
They
in
do.
American sports.
Yeah, absolutely.
In American sports.
They do it right. We talked about this. This is what you model anything else after.
Yeah.
What they do is what you need to do because they're showing it works, and it works very
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I don't know. I got you and I played the Taylor Swift drinking game at the Super Bowl. I can't imagine doing that 14 times this year.
It'd be rough. I'm down. Viewership was up with us. Man. We're two people that started watching Chiefs games just to play a drinking game. Not because Taylor Swift. Well, I guess it was because she was on there, but she was the primary key in the whole drinking game.
I've never witnessed somebody for 55 seconds and got hammered.
We got hammered. That's for sure. Speaking of hammered, got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, if you were given the proposed to do 30 days sober,
okay.
All right, 30 days, no alcohol whatsoever. But the other part of this is you get laid each day for 30 days.
Ooh,
You doing it?
man. I would have to say I would do it, but I don't know. Being an old man, I don't know if I got the energy to go every day.
You don't think you're going to build up the stamina?
Not on day 3, no. Maybe by day 12 or something. Day 3, it'd be like, fuck. I'm working.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could probably make it happen. But damn. I'd have to take like the right person. Have to be the right situation.
I get it. But still, it's a...
Like you're not doing Mama June every day for that. You know?
No, I have to be drunk in order for that to happen. It's like I can't be sober for this.
No. I need to not remember this tomorrow. And then we got to do it again.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, let's say it's somebody you care about or somebody that you want to do that with.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're saying.
I would definitely 100% give it a go.
Yeah. I mean, just say it. It's a heck of a challenge.
It is a heck of a challenge.
We give it a go.
We're giving it a go now.
Yeah.
But, man.
It's a pretty sweet challenge. So we'll see. We'll talk about progress, I guess.
We'll see. We'll have the same conversation next week. We'll see how it's going.
See how it's going. And see if I'm like permanent post-nut clarity.
Lord, that's a good one right there. Yes. I didn't even think about that.
All right. Speaking of trying to maintain focus, baseball.
Lord, baseball.
Right. So, Phil's still best record in baseball.
Nice.
I'm super stoked with that. I haven't checked my bet. I haven't got an update, so probably lost it. Because I did a lot of live betting before the show. And, all right, yep, I lost it. Damn. Ooh, who did me in? It was not the Phillies, it was the Royals.
The Royals?
Yeah. They let the A's score 3 in the 9th. Oh, that's awful. It doesn't matter. The Rangers are losing it for me now, too, because they gave up 4 runs at the 7th. Ugh, that's rough.
Let's see.
That sucks.
Damn it, Royals.
Yeah, the Royals scored 4 in the or they scored 3 in the 9th to blow that up for me. Good job, Royals. That bullpen really did you well.
Hey, bro, I just hit the Red Sox Bills Orioles one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I need small victories right now. Small victories.
The Phillies just put on a clinic today. 12 hits, 11 runs.
Nice.
Granted, it was against the Nationals, but Nationals are playing better baseball than the Mets.
Yeah, well, does that surprise you?
No, well, yeah, kind of.
I mean,
there's still better. There's still better talent.
Yeah, but the Mets are paying more for players that aren't on their team than they are players on their team. I think I read somewhere they offered like Pete Alonso an extension, and he said no. So that's not looking well.
I mean, you look at the outlook of what the Mets have going on, right? Like, we knew they weren't going to be good this year. I mean, you traded away all that pitching.
Yeah.
And you've traded away key pieces.
Yeah. Yep.
You know they weren't going to be good, but they're talking about spending money again. They're talking about, building within, using the farm system to really develop the younger guys. But that stuff takes time, man. That stuff takes a long time.
That is where, honestly, I think teams like...
You hit on your first 2 legs of this score, didn't you? Nice. Look at you so far.
I'm trying.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut it.
No, I wish the Mets would go back to, hey, let's develop guys.
Yeah.
But what that takes is, like, I don't know why teams don't do this, especially if you're a team like the Mets, where you have tons of money.
Yeah.
Spend the extra money on scouting. Like, dump a buck ton of money into scouting.
But I mean, that's what we're talking about, though. Is I think that's what they're kind of focused on now. But the thing is it's going to take patience. You got to be patient and let the guys develop. Don't bring them up early. But I mean, when you traded off DeGrom and you trade off,
Yeah.
I mean, why I'm losing him? He's in Texas.
Oh, Scherzer.
Yeah, you trade those guys off and you pull in. I mean, draft capital, I think, and
some
then
prospects.
you brought in prospects. You just got to let those guys develop. You can't just say, all right, we expect them to be, through AAA in 1 year and then, on the roster come the next year. I don't think that's good. You got a lot of guys sometimes take a couple of years before they're ready to come up.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody's going to be this Skeens kid.
Well, I mean, I'm
in Pittsburgh. It's not everybody's Bryce Harper. Not everybody's Mike Trout. I mean, it's
not everybody's skiing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And not everybody's gonna. That's what they're kind of looking for now. Everybody's looking for that instant gratification when it comes to baseball, and you're just not going to get it. That's not the way the game's always been. I mean, that's not. You got generational talent that comes around once a generation. That's why they're called generational talent.
Yeah,
you're not getting the guys that are ready for the big leagues right out of college immediately anymore. It's not there. So you've got to be patient.
Big time patient.
Yeah, because you're talking about guys that have been going to school and playing baseball as almost secondarily all the way through college.
Yep.
So now you're giving them, a full-time job of only doing one thing. They don't have to focus on school. They don't have to focus on anything else. And now that's when they could really put 100% of all their efforts into baseball. So give them the time to develop. I think with baseball, it just takes more time. You're not basketball. Granted, it takes a high level of skill to be at that level in the NBA.
Yeah, but
same thing with the NFL. But those are different types of athletes.
The NFL is more team-based. Like, one guy.
We're talking about an individual sport, but it is team-based.
Yeah.
And that's baseball. Basketball requires you to work with 4 other guys on the floor. Football requires you to work with 10 other dudes on the field.
Yeah, but we've seen basketball. Basketball, you get 1 or 2 players right.
And things can go well because they're going to make the other guys better on the floor.
Exactly.
The thing is, there's not a whole lot that's going to make a guy on a baseball field better for somebody else. Or I'm not going to be able to make you better. I might be able to give you tips here or there, and that's going to help you on the day-to-day. But that's not going to – I'm not going to physically be able to help you on the field. You're doing your job individually, and so it takes, a lot of – I think just repetition in baseball, picking up just the way you field a ground ball, the way just being able to throw from the outfield to third base or home. Yeah, just there's the repetition and just getting more and more reps every day is what contributes into these guys' ability to play at a high level. And especially pitchers. Pitchers, got to find their stride, and they've got to figure out how to, just be able to locate pitches.
Yeah.
And throw against, the best of the best. Now you're going against guys that have all played high-level college baseball.
Yeah.
You're going against guys that hit high-level college baseball, and they're the best of it. So now – that's going to take time to, adjust into your game. Now, it's really all about how much work and effort you're putting in to get better on a day-to-day basis.
Well, we'll see it. I coming from where I live, I grew up in Charlotte.
Yeah.
I got to see a lot of Knights games back in the day when they were Cleveland's farm team.
Yeah.
When they had like Jim Tomei and guys like that come through there. I mean, Cleveland had a 6-7 year run at one point where they were pretty much the AL Central champ.
Yeah.
Contending for World Series. Hell, I think they won one. Hell, they might have won two in that time, if I remember. I know for sure they won one.
I think they've been, it's probably twice.
But I mean,
to the World Series, they just can't get over the hump.
A lot of those guys were farm system guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to develop. The Royals, World Series winners or goers a few years back.
I mean, both times the Marlins have done it.
Yeah. It's been farm system.
Mm-hmm.
Houston.
Yeah. Texas.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, their pitchers weren't even pitching last year in the World Series and they still won.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it was just the home build, just the home farm system, what the development they did.
Look at the Yankees in the
system.
90s and early 2000s. All of those guys were just about farm guys.
Yeah. I mean, the Braves didn't pull in a lot of free agents back in the 90s either.
No.
You know, it was a lot of guys their
key acquisitions were what? Fred McGriff and Greg Maddux, and that was pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Terry Pendleton. I think
maybe big third baseman.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I mean, if you look back, I mean, 2 or 3 guys and the rest of your guys are all farm system guys. That's not.
Well, I mean, it's piecing the team together correctly. You know? I mean, there's free agency means a lot. I mean, look at Shohei. He's batting crazy
ridiculous
for the Dodgers right now. And that's just, those are the kind of free agents you want to get. But, you got to be a big market team to get those guys because the small market teams just don't have the money for that.
No, the small market teams can win, but it's because they develop talent and then their window is very short.
It is because those guys go off and take these deals like Shohei did. And what Tatis has done and what, Bryce Harper, all of them, you talk about it. These guys go find the money.
Yeah. And I don't blame them for taking the money.
No.
I don't.
Get the money when you can because guess what, man? This is a limited career.
Yeah, but baseball also does those fully guaranteed contracts and stuff like that too, which drives me crazy.
I mean, but usually the guys that do get these big deals are the guys that, have the drive and the will to win.
Yeah, but I'm not big on those like 10, 12-year deals. That's
a lot of them are set up to be restructured later on.
Oh, yeah. They are.
So it's...
And then some of them are backloaded. Some of them are front-loaded.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're set up different ways. I mean, fucking look at Shohei's deal. Goddamn, dude. Really, over the length of the contract, he's only making, $20 million?
Yeah.
And getting the other $680 in deferment? Lord.
It's ridiculous.
So, hey, kids are going to be claiming money in 2067.
Yeah. Do you think that sets the Dodgers up for failure in the long run?
It's failure now if they don't win World Series.
I understand, but do you think it sets them up for failure afterwards? All right. It would pay for itself if they win 5 World Series over the course of the rest of Shohei's career, right? Okay, that paid for itself.
I don't think they need 5. If they win 3, it's probably worth it.
Fair. I get that. All right, but let's say multiple World Series titles.
It's going to take multiple for it to be worth it.
Okay. All right. But what does the future look like when Shohei's gone and you're paying out that $680 million?
It depends. Honestly,
are you handcuffed to the amount that ownership's going to spend at that time?
It depends on...
Because, that basically all it is saying is I'm deferring all this money so I can win now.
Depends on what the revenue stuff looks like in 15 years.
Yeah. But the revenue's going to go up. But is it going to go up by $680 million? But then you still handcuffed yourself to $680 million over the course of however many years after Shohei's done playing, and you're not playing at the same level as every other team now because they don't have these deferred contracts.
Do you offer him ownership stake at some point?
Instead of the 680? I guess it depends on the amount the franchise is worth. Say the
We're talking the Dodgers. Dodgers got to be worth
$3 billion, maybe.
probably more than that.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just ballparking it. Maybe even more, being I'd say they're probably the second highest rated in terms of value in baseball, right? You'd say Yankees first, of course, then probably the Dodgers, the Red Sox.
Let's see, franchise value. It's probably almost $5.5 billion, if I'm reading this correctly. Baseball's most valuable franchise.
Okay, $4.8 billion.
So Tony's worth
about an eighth of that.
Yeah,
a little more than, a little less than an eighth. So $4.8 billion for the Dodgers, $4.5 billion for the Red Sox. Cubs come in at 4.1, and somehow the San Francisco Giants are fifth.
I don't know.
Probably just because they're in San Francisco.
Yeah,
but I mean, the Yankees are worth well more than anybody else at 7.1. And
yeah.
I mean, really, that comes down to merchandise. It's got to, right?
Yeah. I mean, God, there's Yankee fans all over the country. They're mostly Laker fans too, so
exactly.
But it's Yankees, Lakers, Cowboys fans are all the same group.
They are. They're usually Manchester United or probably Man City fans now. If you want to get into the world of football.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pick the most popular teams and ride with it.
Duke fans.
Yeah, they're Duke fans too. That's right. Exactly. Alabama football fans.
I don't know, man. Alabama football fans, you know the difference between a loyalist and a...
Oh, you definitely do. Don't get me wrong, but there are a bunch of them that are bandwagon. Because they've been good.
Yeah.
They might be Notre Dame fans.
There we go. That's the one.
I think Notre Dame might be it. And
that's the one.
Now they're just sitting there like, God, all my teams suck. Who do I pick now? Because, they'll jump ship on them, right?
I don't know, man. Cowboys fans don't. Cowboy fans don't. Yankees fans don't. They just talk about what it used to be.
What it used to be and how many titles they have.
And how this is their year.
It's always their year.
Cowboys going to get smoked this year, son.
I think so. I don't think you're going to see the level they've been playing at recently.
The sad part about it is I still think they probably still win 10 games.
Yeah. I mean, they're still talented. I just don't think they're going to be at the same level they have been.
No.
I don't think you see the performance that you did like last year with Dak.
Well, I think you don't see that because they don't have a running game.
No.
Their offensive line is beat up.
It ain't going to be Zeke.
We're going to play nickel. We're going to play nickel and dime on you the whole time and let you
run.
Let you run the ball with Zeke.
Yes. Do it, please. Please run with Zeke.
That's what I'm doing.
Just run.
That's all I'm doing.
Try.
I mean, CeeDee Lamb's good. Cooks is good.
I got Jordan Davis right there, baby.
Yeah.
The man is a monster.
Yeah. I mean.
And have you seen how much he's slimmed down? Ooh.
Is he looking lean and mean?
He's looking lean and mean right now. He's probably in the best shape of his life right now.
Nice.
Yeah, Jordan Davis is going to be a force this year.
They're going to need him to be a force.
They need to. Yeah, no more Fletch.
They're going to need him to be a force.
Yeah. But, I mean, we got good outside rushers. No more Hassan Reddick, which is depressing. But hopefully we see a Nolan Smith step up here. I know we're diving into NFL. How did we get here?
Well, we were talking schedule and billions, and we ended up back around into football where we like to talk.
Yeah, that's what we do. Well, that's a good place for us to wrap up for this episode. Another good week. A lot of NBA going on, all the action. Baseball's heating up as always.
Yeah.
And as always, a little bit of the NFL talk because we have to.
Well, schedules came out. There was something to talk about, and we didn't really deep dive into it. So we're trying to push that off a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Come come like September, it'll be all about it again.
All about some fantasy.
It'll probably be before September, probably mid-July.
I agree. Because that's what we'll be so excited.
There'll be that and NCAA football.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, before we sign off, let's dive into that. As most sports fans know, because I feel like as a sports fan and probably people who've hit the sticks at one point or another, NCAA college football will make its comeback after 10 years of being away.
Cannot wait.
And I mean, we've marked this on our calendar for a long time. We've been ready. Ready. And as avid players of NCAA football back in 2014 and before, I mean, years upon years. It's been a long time coming, man.
I am so ready.
They released the official trailer for it this week, and it looks phenomenal. The goosebumps I got watching it and just the excitement that overcame me.
Yeah, that was good for about...
I can't wait.
Yeah, but that was good for about 10 minutes for me, and then I realized what I was going to have to do.
Yeah, being the PC player, man, you did get screwed.
Well, they saying like PC players got screwed big time.
Well, yeah.
Big time.
If you've been used to playing it for years and years on PC and it's just not available for PC this year, it's forcing your hand to buy a console.
Yeah, I mean, I got time. I tried to win all that money last night for everything, but, that didn't work out. I'm trying to do it all in one shot. But no, I'll get it. I still can't wait. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to go, where I'm going to start.
I get it.
I've got a list I'm already starting. It's going to be one of like 5 or 6 teams. I just don't know where yet.
They pulled my team. I wanted to be Idaho so bad. So it's going to be in Montana, though. I know it's Montana State, Montana, whoever's there. That's where I'm going. That's the direction.
I'm looking at maybe a UT San Antonio.
Ooh. Yeah. What are they, the Roadrunners?
Yeah.
Yeah, get it.
Or maybe App State.
I just feel like App State.
For a homegrown.
No, I get you, but App State's a little higher up there.
North Texas.
Yeah, I'm thinking, what?
Florida International.
App State is what, in the Sun Belt?
Yeah. Sun Belt's actually loaded with really good teams, man. There's like 4 or 5 of those teams are really good. You got Coastal Carolina in that.
You can go Troy would be good.
Liberty's
Liberty's
in there.
They're a good team, though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a team.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Arkansas State.
There you go. Now that's a good start.
Kent State. I can't do one of those Midwest schools like that.
I'm telling you, man, Montana, the more I think about it, it's going to be hard to recruit there. It's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I start with like a terrible Florida team or a terrible California team, terrible Texas team.
Texas makes sense. A Florida team makes sense. Like
you could do a low level.
Florida International have a football team.
Yep.
There we go.
MAC. Yeah. You do like a low level MAC team.
Yeah.
Like somewhere in Ohio or Michigan.
Ooh, like in Eastern Kentucky would be good for me. I like that.
There you go.
Real close to Ohio. The hotbed.
Ohio, real close to Pittsburgh.
Western Kentucky.
Pennsylvania, yeah. The Hilltoppers.
Yeah, baby. They got an awesome mascot. You got to start somewhere.
I like it. See, we already know.
Yes,
I know where you won't be going.
Yeah. You can't start at Kentucky. That's not.
No, I didn't say Kentucky. I said where you won't be going.
Tennessee
and Louisville.
Yeah, no, not starting at either one of those. Absolutely not, sir. Nor will I accept a job there. No matter what the circumstance is.
Yeah, I believe you. I have no you're
Nope.
taking an Alabama or a Georgia job.
I want to get like 5 to 6 years under me Like, just I want to make a team so good that they just show up in the top 25 for a while,
Yeah.
even after you've left. Like, that's like where you made your
That's
mark on
where
a program.
Yeah.
You're like, man, that's sweet. That team's still doing good. I'm glad they're still playing well.
You know what the shittiest part about that is when you're doing that and you lose a recruit to that team.
Oh, it happens so
You're
bad.
like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. I remember I won back-to-back national titles in Kentucky. And I'd won probably like 5 out of the last 6 years or something. It got ridiculous because I was getting every top 5 recruit I wanted.
Yeah.
So I was getting bored. So I just went to Oregon. I was like, yeah, this is up here. Let's do something different. Time to change. I played 10 seasons, in Kentucky already. And that was after like a year or two at Army prior to.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let's change it up. And then I went to Oregon and I'm recruiting against Kentucky. I lost to Kentucky. One time I'm like, man, this sucks. Yeah, it's like I built a powerhouse program.
And now I can't beat them.
And they take recruits from me. And they play a tougher schedule than I did. So didn't think about that. But because they didn't have the playoff back in 2014. Well, I think it's the year it started. But
I don't think the playoff was in.
Or it was a thought.
I think that was like the last
start. Yeah, it was like one of the last years with that. So it was just based on AP polls.
Yep.
So, and then they had the BCS poll or whatever, the rankings.
Yeah, I hated that crap.
Yeah. So there's 3 teams that went undefeated. I was one of them. I finished 3rd.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
Like, and I was beating the brakes off teams. I beat a ranked Washington team by like 30.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, man. I'm putting up big wins. And I think at this point I hadn't lost a game.
You're putting up style points.
Yeah, I feel like I hadn't lost a game in 3 years or something at this point. I'm like, come on, man. It's like I deserve a lot more cred. You can't just pull me out of the BCS title game.
Well, it's different. Like when I'm talking about the recruiting stuff, what got me was like, it's not like losing to a team that you built like that to where, it's where you go to where you're out of North Texas or in Arkansas State, you make them a consistent power, make them a top 25 team, and then you're losing recruits to them.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
When you're at a power school and you're losing recruits to them.
You're like, oh, man, that team's actually good now.
They're still good. And they're still in the top 25.
I should have left them in shambles.
I showed them how to do it. Now they're just going to keep on rolling with it.
Was it me that sent you the one reel? It was about... It was either about, I think it was about somebody going to Alabama and just sucking for 3 years on purpose. So they just rot and have such awful ratings. They can't ever get out of the hole. Like, that's the first thing he's going to do. And then he's like, all right, that's fine.
He said he was going to go there and recruit every 2-star player.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, he's going to recruit every 2 and 3-star player he can get.
Just leave him in, and for his 3 years, just leave him in shambles.
You go 4-8 every year.
Yeah, but what job are you getting after you do that?
No, and then you go and you.
That's when you go to like a Troy.
And then you start playing. You go to Troy, and then you start whooping.
Was that?
And you the first thing you do is schedule Alabama on your schedule. You already know they got trash on the roster. You're like, I'm going to take a win over Bama and start this program on the right foot.
I think that's what he did. He said he was going to get Alabama in the toilet, and then he was going to start Troy or somewhere and actually schedule Alabama, beat the wheels off of it.
Absolutely. I saw another one today that was funny. He's like, I'm just going to take a delay game penalty to, recognize this moment. The NCAA football's back.
I like it. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that one's good. And I'll take a delay game just to recognize the moment of NCAA football being back on Xbox and PlayStation 5. Don't play a lot of video games anymore, but this one, yeah, I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped, and it looks phenomenal. So next prayer is NCAA basketball making its way back.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I like to play those a lot. I know football is going to be king always, and it sells better than every other college game that's ever been out. So, but I would like to see college basketball back on the sticks again too. All right, man. Well, another solid week in the books. shorten this one up a little bit. NBA playoffs are wrapping up. Little catch up on a little bit of baseball and some bets that we made and lost today. You're still riding high here.
I'm still up.
You're still up.
Still up.
And
Still up.
looks like you may even hit your third quarter if it's all going well.
I need you to understand that I'm not listening to you when it comes to picking Detroit anymore. They're down 3-1.
I didn't know who the starter was. But you said they were playing the Diamondbacks, and they've been kind of rough lately. So.
They have been right. It's still early. Still early.
We'll see how she goes.
Yeah, but I picked San Fran. San Fran's down 1-0 too. So
yeah, well, you lost your own bet, not me. Don't blame me.
No, it is not looking good so far on the third quarter.
No, there's still 10 minutes left, or 8.5. Sorry.
Yeah, but I need over 50.5, and according to what I see, I only see 13.
Yeah. See what happens. All right, man. Another week wrapped up. We'll be back next week, as always, to give you all the latest in the sports world that is happening for the probably the previous week. Hopefully, some more little details come out about NCAA football that we can fill you in on.
Oh, I can't wait.
I know. July can't get here fast enough.
I am Jonesing.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Well, I'm going to go pull these ribs off the smoker now.
I like it.
I'm going to dabble in that for a little bit. Until next week, man, we are out.
Yes, sir.
Deuces.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.